Let's talk about a phrase you've probably heard, one that maybe, if you heard it at the right moment, sent a shiver down your spine. The idea is that when you stop betraying yourself, your life changes. This is a profound, fundamental truth, and it's the absolute core of the psychology of Carl Jung. But what does it actually mean? It sounds so simple, but self-betrayal is a tricky thing. It's not one big, dramatic event. It's not like in a movie where you make one huge, corrupt decision. For most of us, self-betrayal is a death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's the 1,000 tiny, almost invisible moments where you choose acceptance over authenticity. It's the yes you say when your entire body is screaming no. It's the creative, weird idea you have that you swallow because you're afraid people will think it's stupid. It's the boundary you don't set because you're terrified of the other person's anger or disappointment. It's the wrong career you stay in because it's safe and responsible, and it's what your parents are so proud of. It's the bad relationship you stay in because you're more afraid of being alone than you are of being unhappy. It's the feeling you have that you must be strong, so you never, ever let yourself be weak or vulnerable or needy. These are the betrayals. They're the small, daily moments where you abandon your real you, your authentic self, in favor of being liked, safe, or successful. And we all do it. We learn to do it as children. It's a survival mechanism. We learn that our authentic self, the loud, messy, angry, vulnerable, creative, too much child, is not always welcome. We learn that good children, loved children, are polite, quiet, and agreeable. So we make a tragic, unconscious choice. We betray our real you and lock it away. And in its place, we build a character, a mask that is acceptable, a mask that can be loved. Jung had a specific, powerful name for this mask. He called it the persona. The word persona comes from the Latin word for the masks worn by actors in ancient Greek theater. It was the character they played on stage. And that is exactly what your persona is. It's your good student self. It's your successful professional self. It's your pleasant, agreeable self. It's the you you've built to be successful in the eyes of the world. And here's the first, most important truth. Having a persona is not bad. It's necessary. You need a mask to function in a complex society. You can't talk to your boss the same way you talk to your partner. You can't go to a funeral with the same energy you bring to a party. Your persona is an essential, adaptive tool. The betrayal is not in having the mask. The betrayal is when you forget you are wearing it. The betrayal is when the mask fuses to your face. The betrayal is when you, the actor, believe you are the character. This is what Jung called persona identification. And it is the single greatest source of human misery. It is the engine of self-betrayal. When you have identified with your persona, you're no longer a human being. Your performance, your entire life becomes about defending the mask. Let's make this real. Imagine you have built a persona as the good, kind, selfless person. You are never angry. You are never selfish. You always say yes. This is your mask. This is who you and the world believe you are. But your authentic self, your real you, does get angry. It does have needs. It desperately wants to say no. So, every time you say yes when you mean no, you are betraying that real you. You are choosing the mask over your soul. You are committing a small act of self-abandonment. Imagine you have built a persona as the tough, capable, invulnerable man. You are never weak. You are never scared. You never ask for help. This is your mask. But your authentic self, your real you, does feel scared. It does feel overwhelmed. It desperately needs connection and vulnerability. So every time you pretend you're fine when you're drowning, you are betraying that real you. You are choosing the mask over your humanity. This is the betrayal, and it is not free. It has a cost. The cost is your life. When you betray yourself, your real you doesn't just die. It doesn't go away. It festers. It is the part of you that you have disowned, abandoned, and locked in the basement of your psyche. Jung called this basement the shadow. The shadow is the backpack of every part of yourself that your persona has rejected, and is full of your betrayed parts. But here's the most important, most life-changing part of this whole idea. The shadow is not just bad stuff. In your rush to be the good person, you didn't just throw your demons in the bag. You threw your gold in there, too. When you, as the pleaser, betrayed your anger, you also betrayed your power. You betrayed your boundaries. You betrayed your voice. You betrayed your no. When you, as the tough guy, betrayed your vulnerability, you also betrayed your capacity for deep connection. You betrayed your empathy. You betrayed your feeling side, what Jung called the anima, or your inner feminine soul. When you, as the serious professional, betrayed your childish love of art, you also betrayed your creativity. You betrayed your playfulness. You betrayed your soul's calling. This is the price of your self-betrayal. You're not whole. You're a half-person. You are a successful mask standing on top of a treasure chest that you have buried alive. And the real you, the shadow, the betrayed parts, will not be silent. If you will not listen to them, they will make you feel them. If you will not consciously turn around and face what you have abandoned, your unconscious will take over your life and force you to. This rebellion, this is how your life changes for the worse. This is how the betrayal destroys you. It does this in three main ways. First, it manifests as anxiety, depression, and emptiness. That background hum of anxiety you feel, that is the tension. It is the gap between the mask you are performing and the truth of who you are. It is the energy it takes to hold your real you underwater. It is exhausting. That emptiness you feel, even after a success, that is the grief of your real you. It is your soul mourning its own unlived life. It's the feeling of your mask being fed while your soul is starving. That depression, that is the heaviness of the unlived life. It is the real you, which has so much energy, your anger, your creativity, your power, imploding inward because you have given it no other outlet. Second, it manifests as projection. This is the most important and most subtle one. When you betray a part of yourself, when you lock it in the shadow, you cannot see it in yourself. So your mind, in a desperate attempt to make you see it, makes you see it everywhere else. You project your betrayed self onto other people, and you hate them for it. Let's take our pleaser persona. She has betrayed her anger in her power. She cannot be bitchy or selfish. So, what happens when she meets a woman in her office who is bitchy? A woman who is loud, assertive, and takes up space? She hates her, an irrational 10 out of 10 hatred. She thinks, I can't stand her. She's so arrogant. But Jung would ask us to look deeper. Is it hate or is it envy? She hates this woman because this woman is free. This woman is living in the open, the exact golden power that our pleaser betrayed and locked in her own shadow. Her trigger is not a judgment. It is a map. It is her betrayed self, pointing a finger and screaming, that is what I need. That is what we've lost. Let's take our tough guy persona. He has betrayed his vulnerability. He cannot be weak or needy. So, what happens when he sees another man cry or ask for help? He feels contempt. He's so weak. He needs a man up. But again, you would ask us to look deeper. This contempt is a defense mechanism, is a projection of his own disowned weakness. He hates that man because that man is whole. That man has access to his full humanity, and our tough guy is only a half person. His contempt is his longing. Your self-betrayal forces you to live in a world of enemies and idiots. It is a lie. You are living in a world of mirrors, reflecting back to you the exact goal that you have betrayed. Third, the betrayal manifests as self-sabotage. This is the mutiny of the shadow. This is when the betrayed self gets so angry, so starved, that it hijacks the system. You are the serious professional. You betrayed your playful, creative self. You have a serious, important project to do. Your persona knows it must do this, but you find yourself inexplicably procrastinating. You're not procrastinating by staring at a wall. You're procrastinating by doodling, by scrolling through art websites, by playing a video game. Your adult persona is screaming, "What is wrong with you? "You're so lazy." And Jung would say, "You are not lazy. Your soul is sabotaging you. Your betrayed creative child is staging a rebellion, is hijacking your brain and forcing you to play. It is sabotaging this serious life that is killing it. Your self-sabotage is not a moral failure. It is a symptom of your self-betrayal. It is your real you fighting back. Let's take the pleaser again. She betrayed her no. Her friend asked her to help her move on her one day off. Her persona says, "Of course, I'd love to." Her betrayed shadow no rebels. And inexplicably, on Saturday morning, she gets a migraine, where she forgets and sleeps in, where she shows up, but she's passive-aggressive and accidentally drops a box. This isn't weakness. This is her betrayed power, her betrayed no, finding a clumsy, destructive, unconscious way to be heard. This is how your life changes for the worse. When you betray yourself, your life becomes a prison. You are haunted by anxiety. You are haunted by your projections, your triggers. You are hijacked by your self-sabotage. You are half person, at war with yourself, living a lie. This is the hell of self-betrayal. So, how do we stop? What does it mean to stop betraying yourself? This is the great work. This is the turning point. This is the journey Jung called individuation. Stopping is not one event. It is a process. It is a conscious, courageous decision to change your allegiance. For your entire life, your ego, your I, has been allied with your persona. Its job has been to please the outside world and to suppress the inside world, the shadow. To stop betraying yourself means you fire your ego from that job and you give a new one. The ego's new job is to stop looking out and to start looking down, to stop managing the world and to start listening to the soul, to stop being the armor guard of the persona and to become the compassionate archaeologist of the shadow. You are shifting your allegiance from what the world wants for me to what my real you is asking of me. This is the hardest work a human can do because it means you will disappoint people. It means you will have to set boundaries. It means you will have to fail at the false life. It means you have to voluntarily walk into the darkness, the nigredo, the failure we talked about, and face the monsters you've been running from your whole life. This is the how. This is the practical map. Step 1. You must acknowledge the betrayal. You cannot heal a wound you pretend doesn't exist. You must have the radical, painful honesty to admit it. I'm a pleaser, and it is killing me. I'm a tough guy, and I am dying of loneliness. I'm a successful liar, and I hate my life. You must grieve the unlived life. You must grieve the 20 years you spent as a mask. This grief is the holy water, is the nigredo's fire. It is the beginning of the albedo, the whitening or cleansing. You're clearing the ground. Step 2, you must become an archaeologist of your persona. You can't take off a mask you don't see. Get a journal. This is now your lab notebook. You must observe the mask. Ask, when do I feel the most fake? When do I feel the most drained? This is a clue that your persona is working overtime. Who am I most afraid of disappointing? What am I afraid people will think of me if I say no, am vulnerable, quit my job? This fear is the chain that links you to the mask. Just the act of observing the mask creates a tiny, vital sliver of space between you, the actor, and it, the mask. This is the first step of disidentification. Step 3, you must hunt your projections, the treasure map. This is the primary tool. You must stop wasting your triggers. Your triggers are not a nuisance. They're a divine message. They're a treasure map to your betrayed gold. You must become a shadow hunter. Get your journal. Create a trigger log. The moment you have that 10 out of 10 hateful, angry, disgusted, or envious reaction, stop, right? 1. Identify. What is the exact trait in this person that is infuriating me? E.g., his laziness. He just doesn't care. 2. Acknowledge. The mirror be radically honest. Where am I lazy? Probably nowhere. That's the problem. 3. Integrate. The gold asks the real question. Where do I desperately need a healthy dose of this laziness? The answer, my productive persona is a tyrant. I am burned out. My soul is desperate for this laziness, which is actually rest, peace, non-doing. My hatred of him is my longing for what he has. This is the act of stopping the betrayal. You have stopped judging the laziness. You have reclaimed it as gold, rest. You have found the betrayed part. Step 4. You must interview your self-sabotage. Your bad habits are not your enemy. They're your symptoms. They're the messengers from the betrayed self. Stop judging your self-sabotage. Start interviewing it. This is Jung's master technique, active imagination. This is a direct dialogue with the betray part. Sit quietly. Get your journal. You, the adult, your conscious ego, speak first. You, procrastination, I see you. You've been running my life for a week. I'm not here to yell at you. I'm here to listen. Why are you here? And then you listen. You let your other hand write. You write the first thought that comes. Procrastination. I'm here because this job is the betrayal. This serious report is killing your creative child. I am stopping you from doing it because I am protecting you. I am saving your life. This is a revelation. The betrayal was not the procrastination. The betrayal was taking the job that was a lie. The sabotage was your soul, your real you, fighting back. Now you have a real choice. Not, how do I force myself to work, but how do I integrate my creative child into my life so he doesn't have to sabotage it? Step 5. You must have the impossible conversation. This is where the inner work becomes outer work. This is the act of stopping the betrayal. The pleaser, having found her anger, her gold, her no, must have the conversation. She must say the no. I can't help you move on Saturday. This will feel terrifying. You'll feel like you're dying. And you are. The persona is dying. But for the first time, your real you, yourself, is being born. The tough guy, having found his vulnerability, his gold, his anima, must have the conversation. You must say the weak thing. I'm not okay. I'm scared. I need help. This will feel shameful. It will feel impossible. And it is the only act that can save his life and his relationships. This is the work. You find a betrayed part inside. Shadow work, active imagination. Then you honor that part outside. Action. So, how does your life change? The quote says, your life changes. It does. It fundamentally changes. First, your energy changes. The anxiety goes down. Why? Because the gap between your mask and your truth is closing. You are no longer wasting 90% of your life force suppressing your real you. You have more energy. You feel lighter. You feel solid. Second, your relationships change. This is the big one. You stop projecting. You no longer hate the angry woman. You admire her, or you are indifferent. She is no longer your trigger because you have reclaimed your own anger. You no longer feel contempt for the weak man. You feel compassion because you have reclaimed your own vulnerability. You stop living in a world of triggers and mirrors, and you start for the first time seeing other people as they actually are. And you stop your repetition compulsion. The wounded child in you is now being parented by your adult self. So it stops shopping for a bad parent in the dating world. You stop being attracted to the unavailable man or the critical woman. They suddenly seem boring, unappealing, and you find yourself for the first time attracted to someone who is kind, available, healthy, because you're now healthy. Third, your life's path changes. You stop living a life of shoulds and you start living a life of is. You start living a life of meaning. The serious professional doesn't have to quit her job. But now that she has integrated her creative child, maybe she starts painting on weekends. And that painting fills her up. Her job is just a job now. It is not her identity. Her identity is whole. Or maybe she does quit. She does take the terrifying leap because she is no longer living for safety, the persona. She is living for wholeness, the self. She aligns her outer life with her inner truth. This is individuation. Your life doesn't become perfect. Perfection is the goal of the mask. It's a lie. Your life becomes real. It becomes whole. You will still feel sad. You will still feel angry. You will still feel scared. But you will no longer betray those feelings. You will honor them. You will listen to them. Your anger will be your boundary. Your sadness will be your compassion. Your fear will be your guide. You will no longer be a half person at war with yourself. You will be a whole person living your life. This is the change. And it all begins with the first moment. The first no. The first I'm scared. The first time you listen to your procrastination. The first time you look at your trigger and ask, what goal are you showing me? This is the act of stopping the betrayal. It is the bravest work you will ever do. And it is the only work that will set you free. Your real you is waiting. It has been waiting your entire life. Is so tired of being abandoned. It's time to go home. Thank you so much for going on this deep, important journey with me today. This is the real work, and it is the most beautiful work. If this conversation resonated with you, if you felt seen in this, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe for more deep, practical, and honest conversations. And now, for our community. This is a brave space. Let's make a small promise. Go down to the comments and let me know. What is one small, concrete way you can stop betraying yourself this week? Is it saying no to one small thing? Is it doing one frivolous, creative thing for 10 minutes? Is it admitting one weak feeling to someone safe? Let's share. Let's make this real. Be kind to yourself and be brave. The real you is worth it. I'll see you in the next one.